are back in with YouTube. We're going to do a bit of a focus on my pull session today. So this is my pull A. Obviously you've gone through most of Kuba's programming, so we're going to go through mine. Most of my sessions are very similar in terms of location within the gym when we're all on moving on to different exercises, but the actual exercise selection is slightly different to Kuba's. Obviously, I am my own athlete. Is that the right terminology? Basically, we have to make sure that my training is dedicated to me, as well as obviously being able to support each other in the gym, because obviously my journey is also very important. So it's nice to be able to train together and alongside each other within the gym, and being in the same kind of part of the gym when we're training. But obviously my training does have to reflect the weaknesses upon my body, because they are slightly different to Kuba's. So my pull sessions are a mixed bag of kind of upper back focus and slash mid back focus and lat focus, because obviously my back needs to have more density, but there's no kind of one or the other that needs more than the other. So I don't have like a dedicated focused lat focus day or upper back focus day. They are both kind of a mixed bag of both. So you are going to see that. I'll probably go through a little bit of a breakdown of movements as we go. I'll try not to be too boring, and I'll try not to stutter too much, because I'm good at that. But yeah, we're going to get on with it now. Obviously this is only the third time I've done it since coming back from competition, just because I had the couple of weeks off with being poorly. So yeah, obviously pretty much a restart of everything again. How exciting. Come on, and again, pause here, and let's drag down, drag, nice. So as you've just seen with Kuba and with Mark, when you're doing anything with a cuff, it's really important to make a fist, because that is your first point of tension and contact. You've got like three main bases of contact for most movements: your feet, your hands slash upper, and then your midsection, and all those things need to have strong points of contact and force to be able to do the movements and most movements effectively. Think about a side lateral raise, if you think about a lat pull over. If you don't squeeze your fist and create tension there first, you'll not be able to create tension in the muscle that you're intending to use. And that's the one thing that I've just gone through with Mark, and now he just feels like his lat's flowing. What were you trying to tell me to do?
Just gently pop your hip back as you go to the stretch.
Oh, you want a little bit of a seesaw?
Tiny bit. Pardon?
A little bit of a seesaw. So one of the most common mistakes that I see, especially from a female perspective, when you're doing back movements, is when they sit down they try to make their bum look extra luscious by arching their lower back and sticking their bum back. I appreciate a very nice bottom, especially when it's sat down doing something like that. But if you want to get a back, or you want to actually target the muscle that you're trying to target, you can't do that, unfortunately. You do almost want to think about a slight pelvicular tilt and a real strong core, whether that be on an upper back / mid back focus movement or lat focus movement. That is the position you want to be in. A 20 and a 10 to start with. Grip. Oh. I didn't make that very useful, did I? Yeah. Okay, fine.
Want me to get over here?
No, it's okay. It's just because I'm so small, the machine's quite hard to use.
Yeah.
It's alright when I'm doing lat, you know, when I'm kneeling.
Yeah.
But when I'm on this, it feels so big.
I think the thing is too wide as well.
Yeah. Felt like a proper bodybuilder then, because I was getting crushed by the chest pad, so I was making noises. I was like, moo. Good.
Is that better?
Yeah, does that look okay?
Perfect. Okay. Just a little bit more internal rotation.
Yeah.
A tiny bit.
I'll
That was perfect.
stand behind
It's just a
and
gentle hip drive away and then in as you get it short.
Yeah, I'll probably stand over that way a little bit then.
Pardon?
Probably stand over that way a little
Yeah,
bit.
so
Just because it comes
generally,
out.
the general I like to do, think about which way this actual arm goes. So again, the line of pull is going that way out, so you need to get in line with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always drop on the hip, right? And then I extend my hip back away from me. And then as I'm driving through, it's just a gentle shift into it. Away, pause and stretch, and then
Yeah.
good.
Probably work for that. So, not every machine or every movement will be fitting for every single person. And I think that the further you develop your kind of own training knowledge and the longer you train for and understand the way in which things feel and move, the more you'll start to understand that. I think that's why form videos are very important to send to your coach, because there should be someone that obviously is going to help you with your training and adapting things if they don't work. It's like during my session, I found that the upper back focus row was way too wide for me to be able to go overhand. So we had to go neutral grip after Kuba watched my form during. We changed it and it felt so much better. So never be inclined to think that every single machine and every single movement, because it works for someone else, will work for you. Oh, what a bastard. We don't want to actively protract or retract your shoulder, otherwise you will disengage your lat a little bit. But that doesn't mean that you don't want to fully stretch and fully shorten. There's a difference between protracting and allowing the lat to stretch. That's under control and you have your lat completely connected at all times. There is a real difference between that. And I think that mobility and learning how to stabilize your shoulder effectively, utilizing things like your lats, is the best thing that you can do to be able to learn how to fully work the lat in the way that it needs to, and then also be able to work the upper back how it needs to also. If I catch Katie at any point during here, she's just stood there dancing away to the music. She's not training, she just comes here for a rave. I don't think she's trained, I don't think she's done any exercises, not today. She's just here for the music. you weren't moving your shoulder around as much on that side either.
Don't worry about that.
Drag! It's the chest pad. It's yeah, it's so much harder. Kick him off.
Every machine. Is everyone training back today?
I think so. Machines definitely weren't made for people that are like short. Yeah. People get a little bit confused between protraction and retraction and torso movement. So when you're doing your upper back movements or mid back movements, you obviously want to allow for the protraction of your shoulders. When you straighten, protraction, retraction when you drive the elbows through, meaning that obviously you're using your shoulders across the scapular plane when you're obviously doing your rowing to really work the mid back or upper back. That doesn't mean that you want to see the torso leaning forwards, leaning back, leaning forwards, leaning back. Like if you try to emulate or copy someone that's been destined to have a great back regardless of what they do. It's like I've always been destined to have great quads regardless of what I do. Even if I do a lat raise, I could probably get a quad pump. So don't try to copy the people who obviously already had a fantastic back or destined for a great back. The ones that can do those momentum style rows. You need to lock your torso tight, you need to lock your core tight, and you need to use your shoulders protracting and retracting, keeping your torso locked still, and that way you'll use your upper back or mid back.
That's it. Beautiful. Come on, Megs. Driving through. Beautiful. Come on. Yeah. Come on. You've got it. Come on. That's it. Inhale at the top. Good. Good. Good.
Oh.
Live, good. Yeah.
20.
It's the motherfucking.
Got 20. That means I beat him on rear delts and on hip thrusts.
What?
Means I beat you on rear delts and hip thrusts. So that is the end of my pull A session. My pull B session is similar-ish in that there's 2 lat bias movements, 2 upper back bias movements, much like then. I start with a lat pullover, but it isn't per se a working set, it's more just to get me warm and just to make sure that my body and everything is very much ready to handle the loads that I'm about to obviously handle in my pull downs and my rows. Obviously my first movement was the CAS pull down, done on the prime pull down setup. Then I moved on to the extreme row upper back biased on the plate loaded prime row. Then did the upper back biased pull down. No, I didn't. I did my DY row on the Atlantis. I then did my upper back bias row on the Gymshark pull down. Then moved on to doing to my rear delts, biceps, and then my hip thrusts. We started doing hip thrusts and glute work probably about midway through my prep this time. So obviously I've not really been able to see what a bit of food in me plus the extra additional glute volume is going to do to my progress on my backside. My leg days are pretty much predominantly focused on my quads and my hamstrings and my glutes. Not so much on my quads, because not that my quads don't need to get bigger, but my hammies and glutes need to come up a little bit more to catch up before things can progress more. So my quads will still progress, but I'm hoping that alongside that my glutes and hammies will obviously come up with that. I am so excited to take a little bit of time away from stage. It's not a long time away, it's almost 12 months that I'm going to have in and off season before I then do start a prep. Obviously we were supposed to do that last year, and then some things changed and we got the invites to the Arnold's as to why we competed, and obviously progress was made. But I'm so excited to see what this good chunk of time away can do with getting my body nice and fresh. Lots of people, and you hear it a lot, especially from kind of old-time competitors, that you need to be someone that's competing a lot to be, what's the word I'm looking for? To be known, I guess. I'm guessing there's a, to stay relevant. Aaron's got it. To stay relevant, and you don't have to be. To be relevant, you have to have a physique to match. At the moment, I don't have a physique to match being relevant, and I don't want to be someone that accumulates lots of points to be able to go to the Olympia, because for me, that's not what I want for my journey. I want to be able to go and win a show and go to the Olympia, and the way in which I'm going to do that is bringing up the areas that obviously need to be brought up for me to be able to step on stage to be able to win a show. So very much hoping and very confident in my ability to work hard, that obviously the training programming that we've got set now will help things progress really well leading into obviously the beginning of 2024, where we'll go compete, hopefully have a little bit of time off and go to the Olympia at the end of the year. So that is the goal, and we've got plans set in place to be able to reach that, and obviously I've got Kuba along supporting me to make sure that obviously that goal can be achieved. Oh, please like, share, subscribe, all the other fancy bits. We're going to be doing some little different bits. I don't know if it will have already come out, but we're going to do some kind of chats with Meg. So if there's anything that you'd like me to cover from a kind of mindset, elite sporting background perspective, please do comment below or drop me a message on Instagram, anything that you'd like to see me cover, and then obviously we'll get those bits done as well. But yeah, really excited for this season, excited to bring more content and show you everything that we do to be able to obviously create that progress that we've been able to over the past 2 years and emulate that again leading into 2024.